Hey friends, it's me, Christiana Gaudet, your Tarot Fairy Godmother. So good to see you here. It's Thursday. That means it's time for the Tarot Topics Weekly Newsletter recap. So I don't know if y'all are noticing a trend, but the past couple of weeks, I'm just choosing a topic for the newsletter based on whatever fun thing I'm doing that week, right? So like last week, it was the baby's birthday party. This week, it was the premiere of Good Omens. Oh my gosh, season 2. So I teach on, man. He knows all the tricks. He knows all the things. Somehow he managed to get us these tickets to see the prime premiere in selected theaters of Good Omens 2. So it was just like the first 2 episodes on the big screen. So cool with like people in cosplay. And oh, it was just so much fun. We had to go to Miami Beach to do it, but so worth it, right? So that became the topic of the newsletter because, you know, the term omen, like we know, okay, Good Omens is a comedy by Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett. But we know the word omen is very much part of the vocabulary of We Who Divine. And so today I thought it would be fun to talk about predictions. If you want to have a reading that is based on a prediction, if you have a predictive question, go ahead and ask it. You know, because that is the whole question amongst tarot people is prediction, like what is true about prediction, right? And that's what I write about in the newsletter. Like, well, what is true about this? Some readers are predictive readers. Some readers aren't predictive readers. What are the best ways to play with prediction? Should we play with prediction? And what about the omens we see just out in the world? And how does that all work? Is that a way that spirit communicates with us? So let's talk about all that stuff. Thank you all so much for being here. Especially thanks to the members and the moderators. All right. Smile Soul 20, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member here. And Allie Mammon, nice to see you. So you're asking about actual signs from nature, the idea that we get omens from nature, which I think is kind of a cool thing. And I will, like, you know, I do that. I will look at animals and what the animals around me are trying to say, or if I see flowers blooming or, you know, whatever. I'll take messages from all of those things. I surely do. And Allie Mammon asks, what are the omens around me I should look as indicators of good omens or bad omens? And honestly, here's what I'm going to say for you. Anything that you see that is showing like clear motion, right? Birds flying through the sky, a rabbit hopping across a field, that's a good omen for you because things are moving forward. Anything that seems stuck, when you see that, you know you're stuck. And this is specific for you, Allie Mammon. That's not like me saying for everybody this is a thing, but for you, yes. And of course, friends, I seem to be stuck on my Light Seers Tarot right now, so that's what we're working with. Medea Ness, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member here. I'm a fan of the saying, Nomen est omen. I did not know that saying. I'm not sure that's how it's worked out for me. My name means wild rose. I guess I should be able to thrive in harsh conditions as wild roses can go wild even in steep, cold ocean hills. What should I know about my name's omen? Well, that being said, my name means good Christian. So, I'm not sure, but okay, but let's look at that. Like what could you do with that, Medea Ness, as a wild rose? Like when I think about a wild rose, I think about just unconstrained beauty and creativity. And I like that for you. But what should you know about this? Yeah. How about to not be afraid to bloom? You know, like I don't know that it has to be about the harsh environment, although recognizing that you can bloom wherever you're planted is good. But I think it's about allowing yourself that, the knowledge of your own ability to bloom. How about that? Okay. Oh, Betty Flesher, I love this. Practice prediction in the morning. You do a reading on top news story and where it's going to go. And I think that's a good practice to see how prediction works for you. All right. Quinn Kilharius, Renata, nice to see you. And by the way, there's a rant. There's a new rant up because of a question that Quinn Kilharius sent me. Be like Renata and send me a question. Okay, regarding the discussion about bad omens and readings, I feel like we as clients need to be prepared to receive bad news. Thank you. Yes. I always say to my friends, only ask what you're ready to hear, even if it doesn't go your way, right? Mixuair, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. You're not a member, but you're a member of our community, so there you are. I've gotten deja vu since I was a kid. In the last few years, I keep seeing repeated numbers. I've always viewed the deja vu as a message from spirit that I'm on the right path. Yes, samesies, exactly samesies. Yes. Quinn, Renata, it means reborn, and you're Scorpio, and I see a lot of themes of birth and rebirth constantly in my life. I love that. Mixture, am I right? Are the numbers also a message that I'm on the right path? Yeah. I think if you feel it, yeah, for sure. Yes, Michelle, for sure. Okay, Renata, Quinn, my question is, I had a falling out with MA and keep seeing his name everywhere every time I go out. I hate it when that happens. Is this an omen or is it just my mind playing tricks since I miss him? And if it's an omen, what is it an omen of? Let's take a look. I think it is a sign. I think it is an omen of something. I think it is a sign that you're unsettled. And I think maybe it's a sign that he's unsettled too. I don't think it necessarily means like, yes, there'll be a reconciliation or no, there won't be. But I think it is a sign that both you and he are unsettled. And I think neither of you know if you should reach out. I think that's what it is. And if you want to ask, that begs a follow-up question. So if you want to ask a follow-up question, by all means do. I'm not going to enforce a one-question rule on this weird topic today. And that's for you and everybody, right? Melissa, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. I'm just jumping ahead. I love Medea's question. My first and last name means big fat honeybee. And I love that. I do. I just love that. I love you as a big fat honeybee. That is just fabulous. Okay. Here's the question. Is there some sort of an omen hanging around my work office? I was thinking the other day that my first boss was married. My most recent boss was divorced, and I'm not... Was we married? Was not married? Maybe first boss was never married. Most recent boss was divorced, and I'm now sitting in the office. Oh, I see the problem. Both predecessors were hyper focused on work in their own distinct ways. An omen or just me overthinking? Oh, that's so interesting. So there's so many sides to that, right? Like, okay, what all the things that could be here? Is there literally something attached to the office energetically? That's one question. Okay, let's do that question first. No, it's not energetic to the office, but I might be in there with some rose incense anyway. Okay. Number 2, is the job a job that requires hyperfocus, therefore makes relationships hard? Is the job hard on relationships? Not necessarily. No. No, you can have a relationship and be in this job just fine. Is this job that a person who does not have a relationship could dive into, hyperfocus on, and use it to become the most meaningful thing in their life? Is it that kind of job? Ding, 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 we have a winner. You can choose to marry your job if you want. Your predecessors have made that choice. I think what you need to do is say, I'm grateful for my job, but I'm not freaking married to it. This job is not my spouse. And I think that's kind of the energetic fix here. Okay. Caroline, nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Lisa Harmon, nice to see you. Thanks for being here. How would I know that something is an omen? Right. Like if you see something out in nature, like I'm always looking for animal behaviors. I see a bird with a snake in its mouth. I'm like, oh, there's an omen. I see a broken bird's egg on the ground. There's an omen. So I see those things. I just look for things in nature. But for you, Lisa, like, is there something you should be looking for specifically regarding omens? Oh, Lisa, things that remind you of your past and what you need to unpack in this moment. Anything that you see that reminds you of something from your past that you can now heal from and release is an omen for your healing. How about that? Kanchan Verma, nice to see you. Thanks for being here. So you're looking for a prediction of your life. And let's see. Okay. A prediction for your life is that you're going to learn how to navigate around people who don't agree with you and use that energy to your benefit. This is neither a good nor a bad omen. It's just what you're going to do and what you have to do. Oh, Zara M., you did family constellation work today. Yeah, that is some serious work. Absolutely. Good stuff. Okay. Joyous Ocean, nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members-only emojis. Is this job at the bank going to come through? It feels like we've been talking about it forever. Feels like I'm in limbo. Dion, Joyous Ocean, I feel like it's got potential. Excuse me. Whether or not it turns out to be what it was originally projected to be, which could go either way, there is something here that has positive potential and is worth the conversation, is worth the continued conversation, and yes, could still come through. Yes. Martha Vink, my name means Lady Finch, and I ain't no lady. There you go. Oh, but you are. In a way, you are. You are. You're the best kind of lady, Martha. Zara M., thank you for being a member. We appreciate you. Relationship insight. Yeah, sure. Obviously, with this topic, I'll do readings on anything today. Absolutely, yes. So I don't know if this is a current relationship or a past relationship, but what I see here is heartache. And if this is what you're dealing with currently, I feel like you're being patient with something you shouldn't be patient with. It may be that this is something from the past that you were patient with for longer than you should be. And it may be there's a history here, and something you need to think about is, in what situations Do you put up with stuff, and have you learned to normalize things that should not be normalized? And this may have to do with family relationships, friendship relationships, not just romantic relationships, but all relationships. Have you normalized other people's hurtful behavior in a way that is hurting you? So you asked for relationship insight, there it is. If you have a more specific question about a more specific relationship, I'm happy to do that. Zara, long-standing issues, yeah. And it feels like that needs to be addressed. And if that's not addressed, all of cards, did you not see all of those cards? That was a lot of cards. You can go back and watch the replay if you want to see the cards that came up, because there was a lot of them. And so, yeah, you must fix this. You must fix this. That's the key. You have to fix this. You have to stop normalizing bad behavior, and you have to find a new baseline for what behavior you're willing to accept. And I think this is true in all your relationships. So, enjoy that. It's not easy, but I think it'll help. I really do. I really do. All right. Carolyn McLaughlin, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member here. I often see different animals on my way to work and always think it's an omen of some kind. Same. Aren't we lucky to live in a place where animals are, you know? Meaning sometimes good, sometimes not so good, and I'll try to look it up in spirit animal books. Sure. Am I on the right path with this? So the thing that, and I'll take a look, and thanks for using members only emojis too, Caroline. I'll take a look for you specifically, but the thing I will say is, like, it's fine to look at the books, but I'll take a look at the cards for you. But the thing that I would say with the books is, like, what does it say to you? What does the animal say to you? Like, I think it's okay. Like, I have a problem, like, with these books. Like, if you see this, it means that. Because that's not good. I mean, everyone has a different relationship with these symbols, right? So I'm all about, like, if the books are helpful, great. But I'm all about just, like, what's it saying to you? Give yourself permission to interpret it for yourself. So in terms of, letting spirit speak to you through animals, are you on the right path? Yes and no. I feel like you might be tripping yourself up a little bit by overthinking. And it's good to see the signs, but just trust yourself to let them speak to you. And I think you'll have an even better experience with it. Just let them speak to your heart. That's really the key. Sarah, I'm not sure I understand the question. Is it an X or to end the marriage? I don't understand that question. And if you're asking me about whether or not to end a current marriage, I'm going to want that question really, really clear. Because obviously, it's not my place to make that decision for you. So if you could reiterate that question in a way that will give me more clarity what you're asking, that would be helpful. Because what I was saying is every relationship in your life you do this with. So this is not about what to do with a specific relationship. It's about what to do with all your relationships, which starts with your relationship with yourself. And I think you need to address that before you address any specific relationships, necessarily. All right. Okay, Zara, yes is not an answer that's going to help me. I need you to speak in a complete sentence, because I just asked a bunch of questions and I have no idea what you're saying yes to. So the question, please. The more specific you can be, the better I can do for you. Set boundaries, question mark. That's not a question. Please, a full question, or I won't be able to answer it. Please. But clearly, yes. I mean, if you're asking if you should set boundaries, you should set boundaries with every single person in your life. Of course. But yeah, no, give me a full question. All right. Karen Hendershot, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member here. I feel like I can be pretty oblivious sometimes. Are there any big omens that I'm missing or don't want to see? Oh, oh, oh. I feel like the universe has really been trying to energize you for a long time to deconstruct. Look at this. Ace of Pentacles reversed, Ace of Wands upright. I think the universe has been trying to speak with you in every single way to deconstruct all the things that have kept you rooted to things that are unhealthy and to open up to a healthier life. And I think the omens are everywhere around that for you. All right. Ben, Libra does tarot. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member here. Only ask what you are ready to hear. That should be the new tarot tagline. You know? You know? Yes, mixture, Michelle. Deja vu can be very, very comforting. Because for me, like even when I was a kid, I knew to wait for the deja vu before I made a decision, for sure. Rosemarie, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. I would like to know, do I have any ancestors, angels around me? Are there any spirits in my room? I think you have at least one female ancestor with you at all times trying to help you. There are others, always, but there's at least always one with you. You are never alone. I'm sure of that. Oh, excellent. I'm going to the music festival. You're going to the music festival, Michelle, and you're going to do a pop-up. Good for you. Good for you. Good for you. That's fabulous. Fabulous. Ha! Audrey, I have an expression. Don't ask a question you don't want to hear the answer to. Right? Right? So true. So true. So true. And Audrey, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. All right. Martha, I'm always looking for signs regarding different things, probably too much, but are there signs I might be missing? Something important. I think, I'm not worried about you missing anything. The thing I think you miss sometimes is how much you are loved. How much you are loved and how much you are loved, how talented you are. Like, I think there's a huge number of signs, Martha, all around you that are meant to tell you how much you freaking rock and what a gift you are in people's lives. And I think you don't see those signs, even though we're all here waving them for you. Zara, there's a question. Thank you, Zara M. Appreciate it. A relationship card for someone I knew in the past whose name starts with P. So it may be that one or both of you is still, unresolved about this relationship or what happened there, or maybe thinking that there could have been some sort of a better outcome. But I feel like there may be some over romanticizing or over spiritualizing of an energy there, because it feels not good to me. But it also feels like there's a lot that's unresolved, where there might be some stories you're telling yourself or some significant energy legitimately between the two of you. But not anything that feels workable. Zara, maybe it's just the combination. Maybe it's not a good combination. All right. Melissa, we'll still bring some sage spray into the office. Can't hurt. All right. Okay, Renata, Quincalharius. Okay, then. I don't know if it's a thing in the U.S., but here in Brazil, psychics advertise in light poles. Okay. He told me that when we were apart, he thought about reaching out to one of them. He got some numbers and all. Is he doing something energetically to bring us back together, or is he manifesting something? So I keep seeing signs from him. So we want to know is he putting his thumb on the scale energetically? Is he energetically, with a reader or he himself, trying to send that energy to you? Is that what he's doing? I don't know that he actively pulled the trigger and got someone to do it, but I think he is, maybe even inadvertently. I mean, because he is definitely thinking about you, and he is definitely wanting, that connection. And I'm not saying that connection should be there, but I'm saying, some of what you're going through here is from his energy. It is him putting that energy out there, I believe. Okay. Aria Wilson, nice to see you. There was a black feather that my friend and I walked between on our way out. Yeah, I always look for feathers for sure. What did that mean? Interpreting the black feather for you. Honestly, I feel like it is literally a message from someone who has passed on, letting you know that you are not alone. Seriously. I really believe that. Jenny, nice to see you. Oh my gosh. Right, Jenny. Yeah, thank you for bringing this up. Every few years, a rumor resurfaces on the internet that when one sees equal numbers, double numbers, 11, 11, 12, 12, whatever, on the clock, that it means someone is thinking of you. I keep seeing it. Is it real? So... what's funny is how much the digital age has been spiritualized, right? The whole thing with angel numbers, which by the way came from Doreen Virtue, so we know they're sus to begin with. When we all had analog clocks, we did not talk so much about this. Now that everyone has digital clocks, all of a sudden the repeated numbers, the angel numbers is such a thing, right? And on one hand, does the universe speak to us through numbers? Sure. But old people like me see the correlation between the advancement of digital technology and everyone talking about these angel numbers and these repetitive numbers and all of that. And all of that. So I'm not saying there's not power in it, but I am saying, it's an interesting thing, right? So for you, Jenny, what should you do with these numbers? I mean, you can always check in whenever, and this is for everybody. Whenever you see something that feels like it should be or could be a sign, you can check in, and make sure you're not checking in with your fears or your desires. Get your fears and your desires out of the way, release your attachments, and then check in and see if it feels like a message. But for you, Jenny, I would try to stay away from that. I feel like it's the over-spiritualization of things that are in our life every day. That aren't unique, and the thing about omens is, you want it to be something that you don't see every day. Like if I see the same duck in the duck pond on my way to work every day, that is not an omen. That duck was there yesterday. It was there the day before. That's just my friend, the duck. But if the duck walks up to me and has a dandelion in its mouth, that's a freaking omen because you don't see that shit every day. See the difference? Okay. Ben, thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members-only emojis. Joyce Ocean, Doreen Virtue is so sus. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Don't even get me started on how sus that person is. Oh my gosh. And I knew she was sus before y'all knew she was sus. I could tell you that story too. All right. Anyway. Ben, Libra does tarot. Is there a meaning to all the crows I'm seeing? Are they a good omen for me? I feel like they're trying to get my attention. And thanks for using members-only emojis. Yes. The crows are here. Look at all these major arcana cards reversed. Will you look at that? The crows are here to get you to claim your knowledge, your power, your ability, your placement in the universe. The crows are here. You're seeing the crows because the crows want you to see you. Renata, please tell your story with Doreen. I will. Probably not today, but I will. Actually, I could because it's in the topic. Y'all, I'm going to get through every question if I still have time. And y'all hang out with me and I see that you're here asking for the Doreen story. I will then share my thoughts on Doreen when I get through the end of the questions. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. If y'all can hang out with me, let me get to the questions. I owe you the questions. Let me get to the questions, then I'll share the story. Okay. DH. Thanks for being a member. We appreciate you. What are the omens for the upcoming month? All right. Here's what I see you need to be careful of in this upcoming month, DH. Know when it's time to trust an authority and when you should trust yourself more. You will be confronting a series of events, unrelated probably, where sometimes you need to listen to someone else because they know more, and sometimes someone else is going to be telling you they know more than you do, but they don't. So pay attention to the difference and know the difference in this upcoming month. Okay, J. Silicate. Have I been receiving an omen, and why have I been missing them? I'm sure messages are being sent to me. How can I make sure I receive them, that I understand them? Okay, why are you sure the messages are being sent to you? That's the first question. Why? Why? So let's see. Are messages being sent to you? I believe so. Specifically from those who you knew in the past and ancestors who have passed on. You know, definitely messages from spirit. I think you should ask them to come to you in your dreams and pay attention to your dreams. And you can just say, look, I'm a little thick. If you send me, just like we say, don't text me on WhatsApp, text me on my number, on my regular phone or whatever. Like we all have ways we like to receive messages. Don't text me on Instagram, text me over here, whatever. You can tell spirit that too. So tell spirit how you want to receive your messages. Oh, Mediha. I pull cards when I see animals out of the ordinary, when the bunny crosses in front of my car. Right. Joanne Ellis, nice to see you. Hey, Caroline McLaughlin, thank you for the super sticker. I'm not sure I saw that before. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Audrey M., recurring dreams might be omens or it might be something psychological. Could be either. Okay, hang on a minute. Looks like we're getting closer to the story time. Here we go. Sorry. I'm just scrolling through because clearly I'm missing things. Hey, Jackie Masters, nice to see you. Karen, I am deconstructing almost every relationship in my life, very much to do with Finley. So maybe is my omen. I feel like this is a struggle period and things will be good after the work. Agreed. Joanne Ellis, I want to know who my angels are and what are their names. I've met one and I was shocked when I saw him. He was beautiful. So you should ask him. Right? I mean, you seem to have you seem to be there. So you should be asking him. And, you know, I mean, because like that's a whole thing, like my angels, like this goes into a whole belief set. Like, what does that mean? What are angels? Are we talking traditional archangels? Are we talking loved ones in spirit? Are we talking spirit guides? Like, that's a whole thing, you know, and different people believe different things, and different cultures use different nomenclature. So what I will say is what I see around you spiritually, using the language that makes that I use, is what I can see around you is at least one person who has passed on, and I want to say passed on young, who was known to you in life. And I feel like this is someone who is with you every day, especially when you need comfort, there to give you comfort. All right. Jackie Masters, you're not able to listen right now, but hopefully you're going to come back. Oh, here we go. What do I need to know about the omens that may be appearing to me? You know what? What you need to be careful of is negative self-talk. You need to... The only omens you need to be paying attention to are the omens that tell you that you rock and you've got this and you are moving forward in a good way. Anything else is your imagination, because all of spirit is gathering around you right now, to support you in your next venture. Joyous Ocean, a blue feather at the doctor's office. I would definitely want to interpret that. Okay, Zara, your current marriage. What should you do with your current marriage? Well, there's a history there, but there's a history of really convoluted stuff. So recognize that on one hand, we value the history and it's entangled, but there's also a history of things that don't really make sense or are hard to understand or unpack. And I think there are ways you feel disrespected. So I think you have to really try to look at how you feel disrespected and what you want to do with that, and start there. Jenny, that's so funny. Right, the internet comes up with something new every month to over-spiritualize everything. Right? Sus means suspect. Suspicious. Ben, they're pecking at you. That's so true. Christiana from Leslie, what's up with me and cats? I feel like... And yes, I will. It looks like I'm going to have time for story time. So hang out for the story time. Zara, I'm not going to say that. That's up to you. That is up to you. Wow, Joanne, thank you for sharing that. That's so cool. Okay, Leslie Jones, what's up with me and cats? I feel like they show up in my life as omens, but what could it mean? Well, let's look at cats. Cats are always on a journey. Cats have 9 lives. They're always curious. I think they're resilient as heck. They always land on their feet. I think the cats show up to tell you to be like a cat. Seriously. Rosemary, when I was living in Orlando, I was sitting outside McDonald's waiting for a bus to go to work when a big black bird came up and sat right next to me. I'm not sure if it was a crow or a raven. That's good, right? Raquel, nice to see you. Thanks for being a member. We appreciate you. Our message is being sent in dreams. Keep having weird dreams, maybe because school is starting soon. I think those are work dreams. I really do. I really do. Teresa, thanks for being a member. Thanks for being a moderator. Oh my gosh. A month before my sister passed, I was awakened to the sound of a screech owl outside my window. Yeah, that's a Native American thing, right? I heard the owl call my name. I've never seen an owl in real life before like that. It was scary. And then the day before she passed, I had a rainbow vision and even needed to call the doctor after hours. Were they both omens? Yes. Absolutely yes. Yes. And take that as comfort that there's nothing you could have done different. Linda G. When I ended my first relationship, my dog died. I'm sorry. Hang on, okay. I'm going through a breakup now and my guinea pig died. Does this mean something? I mean, you know, there's correlation and there's causation. I think you can take note of the correlation, but I wouldn't attach a huge amount of meaning to it. But I'm sorry for what you're going through. Rosemary, dreaming about cats. There you go. Oh, River's Edge, what can I tell you of owls? Okay, so there's in some Native American culture, owls are a harbinger of death. Of course, in like European culture, we see owls as wisdom. They hunt at night. They're amazing predators. What can I tell you of owls, specifically River's Edge? For you, owls are about uncovering psychic mysteries. Okay. Betty, is my dragonfly an omen? Lands on me about once a day. Yesterday, my phone just landed on me for over a minute, stays for a couple of minutes, and I always video it. Yes, it's there to teach you. Ask for more information. Do readings on it. Yes, 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 Betty. Follow these breadcrumbs, please. Oh, no, your bad energy is not transferring to your pets. No, 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 Linda. No, 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 no. No, no, not that. Okay, story time. Story time. I'll do new questions. I'm not going to do further questions from people I've already read for, unless it's a follow-up to something I said they didn't understand. Doreen Virtue. Okay, so let's go back years and years and years, probably before a lot of you had heard of her. I was the resident psychic on Q105 in New London, Connecticut, and I was also the fill-in morning girl. That happened because I had just been the resident psychic coming in every Thursday morning to do readings for callers, right? And the morning girl needed to go out on maternity leave and they didn't have anyone to fill in, but I was locally the only person who got, when they did the book, the Arbitron ratings, I as a radio personality I wasn't officially a radio personality, so I didn't have a category, but I got write-ins. So they asked, would I be willing to come in and fill in for Julie? I said, fine. Okay. So on one such time as that I'm filling in for Julie, there was a guest scheduled, and it was the angel lady from California. And the person to whom I was co-hosting, the host, Tim, was worried that it would be like a fight, like a fight of psychics, that I would be upset having this other psychic on our show. And I was like, no, this is great. So I got to conduct the interview, and it was a fine interview. That was like my first interaction with her. It was a fine interview. I read for her. She read for me. Fine. So then her first tarot deck comes out through Hay House. The art by Radley Valentine. And so it's the very first Doreen Virtue Tarot. I don't remember if it was an angel deck. I think it might have been. And she marketed it as the only tarot deck that is 100% safe and effective, like it's a freaking laxative. And she said it was the first deck to take away the scary names and use less triggering names for the cards. Now, that's just a lie, because prior to that, Lisa Hunt has done it. Connolly did it. There are many, many decks that have renamed cards. Which one of us in our community is going to say, I'm the first one to do this thing when you're not? We don't do that. We support each other in this community. So we knew right away, right? You know, it was, and everyone was like, oh, this is a lovely deck. This was a lovely deck. And if you go back to my blog, you can see the date of me saying, no, this is wrong. This is just wrong. What she's saying, what she's doing is wrong and disrespectful of tarot, disrespectful of all of us. There's more coming. Just wait. Well, it was only a few years later when she denounced all tarot, all cartomancy, all divination, because she converted to Christianity. And so we knew from the very beginning that she was sus. Right, Rosemarie, Scorpios see right through the crap. Yeah, there it is. There it is. So that's why, although I did have a very pleasant interaction with her, the fact that she threw us all under the bus when she had her conversion was not a surprise and should never have been a surprise to any of us, because she low-key threw us under the bus when she published her first deck. So, yeah, there it is. There it is. All right, so there's the story time, and how I really feel about Doreen Virtue. A woman of low virtue. That's what I think. I mean, you know, have your religious conversion. I have no issue with that. But don't come and shit on all of us who have been giving you money all of this time. Yeah, no, don't do that. And don't you dare use religion to do that, because just don't do that. Audrey, she is a spiritual crisis. I'm sorry. No sympathy. I have no sympathy. No. When you put yourself in a position as a leader, you have a responsibility. You can experience a crisis and we'll have your back, but not if you use your crisis to hurt us. Oh no, that's not okay. Nope. No. Oh yes. Oh yeah, go Google the Doreen Virtue religious conversion. It's a funny one. Yeah, absolutely. Ness, maybe her shady behavior got to her and she realized her own BS. I can only hope. And yes, of course I wish her well. Of course. But I'm not going to in any way gaslight the community. She did us harm. And we're not going to forget that. Because you can forgive and not forget. And I'm a Scorpio, so I know that. River's Edge, I bought a reading from you in Connecticut in maybe 1995. You told me I was the first to go to you for spiritual guidance instead of what will happen next Tuesday. So good to find you again. Wow. River's Edge. Oh my gosh. Right, so 95, that would have been, I mean, what did you pay for that reading? $2, $5, $10, $20, maybe? 95, that was in the very beginning of it all. And thank you for that, because that would have been a turning point for me. In that moment, that would have been a turning point. Audrey M., I do not believe in sacred contract roles. To me, I think that is a very harmful way of excusing people's bad behavior. I believe in accountability. Betty, I think you should create a tarot deck. If I can find the right artist, I will. But not without the right artist, because I cannot even draw a stick figure. And that is like the great cosmic joke, isn't it? Right? Because I would love to design a tarot deck. I can't draw. So, there it is. All right, my friends, I want to thank you so much. This was fun. I will look forward to speaking with you soon. I'll be back tomorrow. Members, Stars and Sons. Audrey, I got your email. I'll send you your link. If you need a link for Sunday's gathering, just email me and I'll send it to you. River's Edge. So, okay, was it my shop in Central Village? I want to know, man. I want to know everything. You came back like next to the subway in that little strip mall in Central Village. Was it there? Oh my gosh. Betty, what would the theme be? If I were to do a deck, what would my theme be? I always wanted to do a Grateful Dead tarot, but that's now been done, and they did a great job. I couldn't have done better. I don't know. So, addendum to my thoughts on Doreen. Rosemarie, it's a shame too because I love her cards. I just started buying tarot cards when hers were out of stock. I wanted the Guardian Angels tarot deck. Use them because she does not want us to use any of the cards that she created. She wants us to get rid of them. If you love those decks, use them and enjoy them. She is not the deck. And I get a certain Scorpio sense of happiness knowing that she doesn't want me to. So I do. The tool is the tool. It's a beautiful tool. And Radley Valentine, I don't know what's up with him. From all accounts, he is a fabulous guy and has managed to continue to be a card designer without her. I'd like to ask him about his role in that first deck that was so rudely described. I'd like to ask him about that. I'd like some accountability on that. But from what I understand, he's a really great guy, and he's managed to separate himself from her in a very positive way. So there it is. All right, my friends, petty revenge. I'm going to use your cards, damn it. The cards that I bought. Yeah. He didn't do all her decks, but he did a lot of them. And he's great. His artwork is fabulous. Yeah, I have a few of the decks too, for sure. And I encourage us to use the decks as much as possible. There it is. All right. So, and Quinn, what are my thoughts on the decks? That's fine. They're fine. River's Edge, Central Village. Oh, you actually probably paid almost real money to come see me then. So that would have been, I can tell you, I was in that Central Village office from 2000 to 2003-ish. So it would have been right at the turn of the century that you would have seen me there. So how cool is that? Thank you so much. That is so cool. Betty, can you draw? And I think the deck should be your tarot, tarot fairy godmother or something like that. That would be so fun. Anyway, we'll talk more. And Zara, I acknowledge your question about my history. I thank you for it. I'm not going to answer it right now. Just because I'm coming to the end and have to go do the next thing. But I will, and I appreciate your asking. My friends, thank you so much. This was fun. Really appreciate it. Take care. Do subscribe to the newsletter if you haven't. Betty, no, you can't draw. If anyone is an artist and wants to talk to me, we'll talk. I'm open. But I also have an international conference to produce and books to write and all those things. So we'll see. All right, my friends, we'll see you soon.